So like 5 years ago, I get a call from a friend. I won't name his name. And he was like, hey, I have an opportunity for your husband, my partner, Jeff Depatsie, who's a producer in this documentary with me as well. And Christopher Nolan is looking for a military like consultant on his new movie, G.I. Joe, that they're recreating with Mark Wahlberg. This gentleman that called me is a good friend of mine, and he was calling in his whole A-team because they had gotten integrated with Nolan's team and looking to like just reinforce this movie with as many pros as they could, right? Fitness, military, whatever. So it was really exciting. We hopped on a call with Nolan's main guy. We hopped on a call with Dana something from Disney. And we hopped on conference calls with these people all at the same time, all right? Jeff and I were stoked. We're huge Nolan fans. And Jeff is a high-level military sniper, so it wasn't like far-fetched for this to happen. So all of a sudden, though, I mean, we had a lot of conversations, but a month went by when we didn't hear from them. And then we're like, well, maybe this isn't happening. We're trying to reach out and stuff started petering out. So anyway, my friend calls me a couple months later and he's like, hey, remember that whole thing with Nolan's crew? I called a good friend of mine and because they needed security for some of these people that were coming in. His friend was an ex-CIA person. And when he was on these calls, he got some like weird, like spidey sense stuff. Some tomfoolery is happening here. So he calls his friend at Disney, who he had a contact with, and was like, hey, is this legit? His friend was like, no, this is a scam. This is like an Indonesian man in Indonesia who can change his voice to anything. So I was talking to a British man, a white middle-aged woman, like some surfer dude, like all these people, and they were all the same call together, clearly not talking over each other, but I didn't notice that. And and so there's even a podcast that's out about this now called The Con Queen, the Hollywood Con Queen.
Oh my God.
We didn't get far enough to any point where they were asking for money. And I was like, how are they going to get money from us? We were on, the most annoying part was that we wasted so many hours and like, we were so excited about something that wasn't real. And also it felt gross, but it was hilarious. So anyway, in the podcast, and they just caught this guy recently, by the way, in this podcast, they go through how they actually would have you fly to Indonesia on your own dollar and you would get reimbursed. And then all the hotels and like the visas and stuff that you would need to buy to like be a part of the acting classes and stuff, they'd be all in cahoots together and just drain your bank account there. So it was a pretty sad story, but being a part of it was funny. Long story short, after that, Jeff and I were like, okay, we got so excited about this. It must have happened for a reason. That's just how we think. We couldn't have spent this much excitement over something that's not going to happen. Let's make our own movie. So that's basically like how we got started making a movie.